All right, guys, so today is finally the day we're gonna check out the brand new Sabat E12 Ultra. You guys have been requesting it like crazy, and in the past, the Sabat E12 has been one of my favorite truly wireless earbuds. So they've decided to improve it by making this Ultra version. So in this video, we're gonna look at it as a whole new review, but also kind of touch on some of the improvements they've made, and if it's still worth the $80. So to start with, it's gonna be available in a bunch of different colors. I think right now it's available in black, silver, and gold. But if you want any more information, there will be a link below. But let's go ahead and start with the features. Now this one still uses Bluetooth 5.0, but this year they're using a Qualcomm 3020 chip. So this is gonna solve a lot of the connection issues that some of you guys have had. This is a much more stable connection, which will cut down on dropouts and stuff like that. Now, the big improvement this year is they now support aptX and AAC high-res audio playback. That is a huge plus on an already great sounding truly wireless earbud. These are IPX5 sweat proof, so they're still not waterproof, but anybody that works out, runs, or gets water splashed on them, these are one of those you still really don't have to worry about. Now, just like the previous version, this one comes with 7 sets of ear tips, and I can't stress enough how important it is that you find the right one, because for some reason in the Sabat ear tips, each one of those do alter the sound quite a bit. There's some that can make it sound really bass heavy, and then some of them that can make it sound really clean. So it's important that you find the one that fits the style you like. All right, guys, and it does come with USB-C, which that is welcome at any time. I don't even care what brand it is. If it's USB-C, you already get brownie points from me. And speaking of the charging cable, battery life on these, it claims to get somewhere between 6 to 8 hours individually on the earbuds. Go ahead and factor in it's gonna be 6 hours, but with the case, you get around 30 hours. And the case is also Qi wireless charging capable. So it is a case that you can come in, put on a wireless charger, and it will start charging. All right, and so on the earbuds themselves, they're still using the physical button and not touch controls, but for me, it responds pretty well. It's not one of those that, you feel like you're jamming them into your ears. And as far as controls go, you can control everything. You have volume control, track control, answering calls, play, pause, even summoning your smart assistant. So everything is right there on the earbud. You don't need an app. You don't need to break out your phone. You can just control it all right there. Now, another thing that they improved in this one is now you can use either the left or the right individually, as to where before you could only use one. Now you can use either one or use them obviously both at the same time. Now, I know that that is something that is really important to a lot of you out there. And one of the other things they improved upon is the microphones. Now they use the CVC 8.0, which kind of acts as like a noise canceling microphone. So if you're in a busy environment, it will cut down on your surroundings. But you guys can be a judge by listening to the test here. All right, guys, so here is a mic test of the Sabat E12 Ultra. As you can tell, it is really clean. I still feel like the bass tones are kind of buried a little bit, but you can definitely hear me clearly. All right, and so here's the microphone with a noisy environment playing in the speakers in the background. That way you can kind of get an idea of what it would sound like if you took a call in a restaurant or a bar, or even while you're sitting around at work. So now let's get into the sound. The original Sabat E12 had just some of the best bass I've heard. Like, it was completely just powerful and at times overwhelming, but it was fine. And it is one of those that's completely weird at first because you're not used to having that kind of bass impact with a truly wireless earbud. And now on the Ultra model, what they decided to do was focus a lot on the mids and the treble. Now they even claim to pull back on the bass some, but these things are still bass monsters, but the mids and the treble are now more balanced with the bass. It is definitely just one of the most energetic, amped up sounds that you could possibly get. And I think that's their intention. I don't think anybody's ever gonna look at the Sabat E12 as like reference style earbuds. It's just not gonna happen. These things are always gonna be dynamic. They're always gonna be powerful. And judging even by the sound this year, I found an ear tip that had the right seal. It emphasized the bass just enough and still had really good clarity. The treble this time is very clean. And you can tell that they're doing a lot to focus on the mids because vocals are coming through a lot better than they did on the original Sabot E12, which I didn't have an issue with, but if you compare them side by side, you can hear what they're focusing on. Now, even sound imaging, they even did something where the bass has an airier sound to it. If that makes any sense, it sounds like the bass is a little more at a distance. It still has that presence. It still has that same effect, but it just has a better listening experience because the openness of the sound makes it just feel not congested. It makes it feel like you're not in front of just a really loud speaker. So the overall thing to learn here is they took a product that was already very, very good and they listened to consumers. They listened to issues. They decided to tweak some things. They even decided to add some things, but they didn't charge any more money. So you now can buy the Ultra version and pay the same as you would for the normal version. I already thought it was a great truly wireless earbud, but now adding what they've added this time and still keeping the price the same definitely makes one of those that I highly recommend. But guys, that's my video on the brand new Sabot E12 Ultras. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.